Good afternoon, YTPC. This is Dave coming to you from Southern Maryland. It's about 4 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. The very last bit of sunlight is poking through the trees. It's about 35 degrees and a little bit windy out here, so it's what we call cold out here. I understand if you're listening to me from Minnesota, it's a nice spring day, but 35 and windy is cold to me. Do the housekeeping, as always. The Meerschaum, my very first pipe. Literally the very first pipe I ever bought. Can you believe that? And in it, Boswell's Cherry Vanilla. Ironically, the very first tobacco I ever purchased. So the first pipe, first tobacco. I literally spent the first 2 or 3 months smoking nothing but these things. Tastes really good. It's actually a good aromatic if you like them. And being not too far into my pipe journey, I'm not all bad aromatics. I like them. And Boswell's Cherry Vanilla is really a good one. I got really lucky. I got a great pipe and a great tobacco right out of the chute. You're probably thinking, oh man, what is Dave going to rant about today? But you know what? I'm not going to rant. So many of you enjoyed the, well, good for you. Well, a little double entendre with go fuck yourself. So I'll tell you another one. I just had to ask my wife because we actually joke about we use it all the time, but I just forgot it. So when you're just sitting there, you're like, WTF. Or if somebody said something, you just stand there in front of them going, WTF. We now say, well, that's fantastic. So if we're ever talking, I say to you, well, good for you. Or, well, that's fantastic. You'll know. You're in the know now. Those are the two. Pretty socially acceptable. Kind of fun, too. Several yesterday talked about, I try to stay away from the news. I try to stay positive. I try to stay away from YouTube news, certainly network news, stuff like that. I try to keep a positive bent on things, and I completely concur with that and do the same myself. I also think it's important not to get blindsided. I think it's important to stay sufficiently aware of events that you're not looking one way down the train tracks and the train actually comes and hits you from the other way. Things like be aware of the bank failures that's happening around you. It's happening all over. Make sure you don't have your assets all in one bank. Things like keep your corporate account. If you own a small business, keep that in one bank. Keep your wife's account in one bank and your account in another bank. I don't care about the FDIC limits. Not too many people have to worry about the $250,000 limits of FDIC insurance coverage. If you do, make damn sure none of your accounts are over 250 grand. And make sure you don't have more than one of those in any one bank. I know. FDIC says it's by account, but let's not be too trusting of the government, okay? So I would just say don't have more than 250K in any one financial institution, period. And if you have IRA accounts or inheritance accounts or corporate retirement accounts, 401k. Make sure you know where those assets are stored and make sure they're not over any limits. A couple of you guys were joking with me about being prepared. You know, you can be a little bit ignorant, but be prepared. I thought we'd talk about be prepared for a minute. Yeah, if we did have a repeat of 2019, 2020, 2021, did you learn lessons from there? And do you have enough in your house so you can get past that? And if the grocery stores go empty, can you handle a couple of weeks or a couple of months? The toilet paper joke is out there, right? But if you stocked up, are you ready today? Or are you going to get caught with your pants down? See what I did there? I'm pretty good. I'm here all week. You have a little bit of cash stored in the drawer somewhere in the house, in a safe somewhere, in case the ATMs go dry or all of a sudden they mysteriously don't work one afternoon. Not a lot, just enough to get you groceries or gas if something were to go wrong. Are your boomsticks in working order? Is your freedom seed stash in good shape? Nothing too crazy. Just enough so you don't panic if something were to go wrong for a few days, a week, a month. And that's the difference. The difference between a routine action item and an emergency is how much time you have to deal with it. Nothing else changes. If you don't have enough freedom seeds, you can go get a few tomorrow and a few the couple days after that and a few next week. But if they disappear on you and now you have a panic, that's more of an emergency. If you don't have a week's worth of food laid back and the stores do go a little bit nuts, seems stupid today, but the day it happens, it's now an emergency. Tomorrow, it's just an action item. And I don't want to go through all the prep stuff. There's enough prepper channels for that. Just ask yourself, are you ready? If you're not, make a list and work down it over the next few weeks. I have a tiny little bitch fest for a minute. You know, I'm always showing off. I'm showing you my Wyoming house and my Maryland house and my fire pit and my cars and my weapons and all that. I decided to show you. Somebody nicked my ATM card numbers and actually had a fraudulent charge. I got a call from the bank. Hey, did you just buy something at Walmart in California? I was like, nope. They got to cancel that card and send me another one. They say, yeah, we'll get it out in the next 10 business days. I was like, are you saying that with a straight face? How about you FedEx it to me? Oh, yeah, I guess we could do that. Just crazy. And then my furnace blew up. And it took the furnace guy 2 days to get here, which is fine. That's not too bad. But then he found out what was wrong, but he didn't bring any parts. So he's got to reschedule. Well, that's fantastic. Good for you, Mr. Parts Guy. See, I got to use both my acronyms in the same sentence. Anyway, that's how it's used. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's the wife telling me dinner's ready. That's a pretty cool thing, isn't it? Yeah, I know what's wrong, but I didn't bring you parts. Ah, well, that's fantastic. It's not as offensive as what the fuck. All right, so this little swimming lake me can be done now. This little pity fest. This little pity tea party. Oh, they didn't bring any tea. In fact, I may have taken a step further towards the wrong. I brought coconut water today. So, not really sure what's less manly, Earl Grey tea or coconut water. I'm gonna have to fire up some scotch tomorrow. I don't like where this is trending. Appreciate how serious everybody took yesterday's video. Some of those responses were amazing. I don't know if everyone got to see Greg's or not, but it was pretty damn good. Dave and I had a good exchange over there at Central Cal. Saw Gunner. I know, I was just impressed. So I appreciate you guys saying all that stuff out loud, and we'll continue the conversation, and we'll have some other ones kind of like it. But I enjoy where this is going. I appreciate everybody playing so well in the channel. Hope you had a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. I guess tomorrow is not going to be a Weepins Wednesday. We've moved now to Freedom Friday. I have a weepin I have to get out as part of this season, so I might do a weepin Wednesday anyway. Tomorrow, we'll see. Anyway, hopefully we talk tomorrow, you guys. Bye.